Alrighty then, let's finish that leveling today. I believe we are
Hello.
rule ascended. Last thing we did. Hang.
Hello.
I don't know if I found a regal army.
Greetings.
Should genuinely consider
Till next time.
finding something with at least attack speed on it. Otherwise, it's pretty hysterical that we have basically a default weapon doing all of this work for us. Truly do not need gear on Dominating Blow. I've got to say, I've been having some very silly thoughts about how to approach managing the amount of buttons in the build, because that is kind of my biggest thing when it comes to getting an offering involved. And I realized, technically, we really can just cast the offering ourselves, as long as we remove a different button from the... What I'm saying? That got my brain going. And it might be easier to find another way to get endurance charges into the build than to automate an offering. Ooh. I really say I have a plan in that regard yet. Thought is there. I'm gonna start being smart and picking up minion shield bases, because if I get +1 minion on that, switching to a one-hander is like a very viable option in the campaign. I am in a lot of ways still leaning towards using a two-hander long-term though, because this is kind of intended to be a league starter, and it's just much easier to get a functioning strong weapon if you're using a staff. Later on, it's not so simple. We are not later on. I'm putting points. Oh yeah, I just grabbed this. It's fine. Really do need to swap to a staff now, though. Probably. Yeah. Check this first. Gotta start investing in block on the build. An actual league start scenario, I would definitely turn this into the amulet. Very easy to do. You don't even have to fight the guys. You just have to click on the thing, walk away. Oh, Chaos and Wither resist. Okay. Have a problem this early on, isn't it? Know what else I need to be doing? Simply not. I despair. They have Unholy Might on our minions now. Ina puts on her sick fursuit and burns open the door, and then we just talk about that ever again and go finish the act. I do like these zones though because they're very low effort to tell where you need to go. Literally just walk diagonally to the other end. You kind of imagine the zone as a square because that's what it is. It helps a lot when you find that that middle room over there. Kind of use that to draw a line to where you go. Careful not to swing, because I had a Soul Eater rare and I didn't want to override him. Realizing again, I didn't buy extra Dominating Blows to start leveling. So I could hunt for Val Domination. Very big mistake, to be honest. Actually, the worst part of playing a witch for this class is they don't get to buy the leveled one for some. Well, the best time to do it was way earlier. The second best time to do it is now. So let's do that. Need to pick up some skill points anyways, and ideally switch to an axe or axe staff. Chance orbs for the year? Really like to switch. I think I can anyway. Oh. Or stuff leveling a bit more. Found, I believe, 3 Valorbs. I last did this.
Fortune favor you.
Easy. Oh, it just needs up. Right over here, I guess.
The spirit hunts you. Go with the spirit.
Greetings.
Check that, I guess. Staff? Tell myself.
Farewell.
Legitimately, though, a lot tanky off of that. No change in damage, though. Not unless it has attack speed or +1 melee gems, or actually, we're high enough level to get +1 socketed generic as well now. Which, now that I think about it, should have enough gold to gamble more. I could try to gamble for F, that would get me that. Once you pass level 50, it's probably the next best time to start doing that. Your staff base is very inconsequential. Bit unfortunate. Worst thing that can happen on this type of character is you get a corpse explode rare converted. Not because it's bad, it's just noisy. Projectiles there nearly took me out. Mastery is not worth grabbing right this second. And kind of just keep investing in block, though. The worst idea. I think I'll start coming down this way, though, so I can get charges going. Hey, good. Didn't run early, which means saved a ton of time on the fight. What I like to see.
Death is the true climax of perverted lust.
Think of it. Can't I do this? Can't I use the new one? Oh no, it doesn't let you do it unless they're okay. Unless from the same gem. Guess I can understand that.
see you.
Wish I had dropped a Regal. Very useful. Oh, I was gonna try gambling. We can get some real gas going on the...
Good to be well.
What have you got?
That's already better. Just by having attack speeds. That is good. Ah! There we go.
Happy hunting.
Completely saved. Even as the suffix open, so I can guarantee attack speed. Only one I should have, though. Should have... Oh, it's 2 chaos. Hey, Slim, what's up, dude? Bad. Here we go again. I mean, we're just finishing this shit up, you know. Oh, it's kind of nice to be finishing it though. And look, I have a +1 gems weapon and a staff that has block. So I had kind of a radical idea when I was looking at Bone Offering this morning about what I could do. And I thought, what if I did just cast it? Which sounds like complete nonsense, right? Like, how is that a thing to discover? The idea, though, right, the big potential, I guess you could call it discovery. Dude, it's a good intro phase, I'm not gonna lie. But the big discovery is we hard cast Bone Offering, right? And in its place, we find like another way to automate our endurance charges instead. Well, the thing is, you don't want to have too many buttons going in the build, because we're already running Enduring Cry. But if you can get Enduring Cry dealt with, you have a completely different situation. You know what I mean? Because you have to consider, this build... I haven't come up with that yet. It was just like, I realized I've been discounting an option based on this, and I can just think about it in reverse. Am I poisoned already? No. I have Unholy Might. So it is Wither on hit, and 100% Fizz to Chaos conversion, so we're Chaos. But we're not poison. Honestly, it would be very disingenuous to be poisoned, you know, at this stage of the character. I'd have to invest a ton of currency that you're not going to have in a league start. Yeah, because that, the energy shield isn't moving, right? What's that all about? I also got a Val Domination, but I need it to level up somewhat, so we're waiting until it gets within 1 level of the primary gem, whatever that's going to be. What is it trying to reach? That's 12. That's 5. It's going to be a little while.
brought this on yourself, Deirdre.
Shoot. A hipster. Okay, so that would count out Guardian, Necromancer, and Champion. Those are the three that are off the table. Everything else would be hipster at that point. Maybe Elementalist? No, Elementalist doesn't... I mean, Elementalist... Yeah, Elementalist doesn't work. Yeah, Jug is a good one to take out because you can just build it for defense. I'm gonna have to think about this for a moment. I am thinking, though. Trickster was the first thing I went to, actually, but honestly, I don't think it would be good. There's just nothing about Trickster that's going to give you throughput on the skill. I honestly think maybe one of the weirdest options could be a cultist. And then you Forbidden Flesh and Forbidden Flame to get access to the Unholy Might node. I just don't know that that would be good. But you could, I guess you could theoretically try to do like Dominating Blow of Inspiring with some sort of Rallying Cry Void Forge setup. That's where my brain's gone. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's something, I guess. Oh, hell just hit me so hard. I mean, I think you'd have to include Bloodlines, yeah. Which actually, yeah, Bloodlines makes it a lot more doable, just because Ferals has a lot of potential minion synergy. You can sneak into anything. But it's like, if you're gonna do something weird, I think at that point you want to be looking at, like, a class that brings unique debuffs. Yeah, that was crazy, right? That was like over 1,000 damage to a character with 2k health. Through determination. I don't actually know what just hit me so hard. Well, that's why I was saying maybe a cultist isn't a terrible idea, because it gives the big Chaos Res reduction, and then also helps you spin up your Wither more quickly. That kind of made sense to me. Plus, if it's your Wither being applied, you can maybe go for some mastery points to increase the effectiveness of it.
Why are you still standing?
This seems like kind of an impossible puzzle, to be honest.
So it was.
You always come to me with the craziest goddamn questions. How am I supposed to deal with this shit all the time? Like, what? Hipster dominating blow, man. Yeah.
Stay out of the shadows.
I kind of get the allure of it, don't get me wrong. Doing weird stuff for the hell of it is how I found things like Kitava's Thirst in the first place. That build turned out ridiculously well. I've been frozen. Actually, not thinking about what I'm actually doing and just trying is how I discovered that chain hook with Rage Vortex of Berserking is actually, like, amazingly fun to play. Definitely want to revisit that as a League starter at some point because it actually functions very well on Little Gear. The problem is you have to get Rage Vortex of Berserking, so I want to do a playthrough of that as well with normal Rage Vortex and see how well it fares, because I think that's also pretty good. Ascendant. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I completely turned my brain off when it came to that. Does Ascendant even have minion nodes anymore? I feel like they kind of avoid that these days. What is Necro's minion focus node? Oh, okay. 30% increased minion damage is not a minion focus node. That ain't... That's not enough, dude. Yeah, that's tough. That was one thing I thought about. Is there a way to do like a Golem dominating blow hybrid build? But it like just didn't, the math didn't add up in my brain. Playing pretty bad right now. I'm stopping to kill a lot of rares I don't need to. Bounce when there is zero. I mean, but yeah. Okay, but debuffs and the like are going to be way more minion focused by comparison. Like, what does the Ascendant node for Champion give? What does the Ascendant node for... I mean, even the Elementalist with the +1 Golem feels more minion focused. Problem is, there's only one Golem anyway that gives you, like, a significant bonus to a minion build. I mean, we end up with Spectres at some point. There's probably going to be more room in this version of the build for adding additional other minions. But I haven't really focused on that yet. But yeah, I mean, I could have a Spectre setup going right now, I guess. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to stuff like that. I want it to be able to just go, you know? I hate when they put themselves in a corner like that early on, because you don't have Behead yet, and your minions all pile up, and literally nothing done. Any important cooldowns? Like, usually the most important one is managing your Molten Shell situation. That is assuming you're doing Molten Shell, which I typically do, because on this side of the tree, it's very easy for me to get enough armor for it to matter. I guess Val dominating blow kind of has a cooldown to it.
What's going on?
But that's more of something you're just supposed to keep uptime on.
Expire.
You know, and all the time I've done this really cursed way of approaching Act 8. I've only had someone ever comment on it once. Really weird to me. Must be the only person who deliberately goes through Promenade first for some reason. I don't even know why I did that the first time, and I think I just never changed. The cursed way I do Act 8. Like, it should always be more efficient to go right first, and then cross over the middle and backtrack through the bathhouse. I just can't bring myself to do it for some reason. Okay, one more skill point, then we can go pick that up. I think no matter how you do it, you end up making a U shape. Because you always end up cutting out one zone or the other. Assuming you do it efficiently. Could that be, maybe? If you're running, Grace, it could help with minion survivability, I guess.
You should have kept him how he was. I would have.
Trigger bots, cast my offering. Yeah, but it still has to be triggered then. What does that even do for you? That just makes it cost more. It triggers twice. Does the same exact thing and costs twice as much. I don't know that that's good. It might look flashy, I guess. Can I get this on Witch? I should find out. I need to buy level 1. Not get this on Witch.
Farewell.
Oh,
Godslayer.
Uh-oh. Add some sockets to my equipment. What more than that? Jeez. Being made fun of.
Godslayer.
It's kind of a test run, Mouse.
See you.
Seeing what changes with this compared to a Templar start and whatnot, and then also after I finish the campaign stuff, we're going to be doing some testing at higher level to see like what is most efficient for like a league start scenario. A lot of this stuff is like things I kind of already know, but I'm revisiting it fresh, more or less. Yeah, I guess in a way it's also practice, right?
Still following orders after 3 centuries. I really must quit.
Necro is a very different beast. Do you think? Oh, not the way I do it. I think, what is it? Gazzy's cheerleader version absolutely could. I do, like, I have a champion dominating blow build, but that one is very, it's like gear dependent to really get off the ground. And honestly, after playing it this most recent time, with some of the changes they've made to the game, I came to the conclusion that it wasn't really, like, worth it for the cost. Because one of the more important items for it became astronomically more expensive. I don't even recommend that build anymore. Should pick up combat stamina, and I'm right here. Yeah, that's... Impale would also do it. But it's one of those things where, like, you are very much so playing a support character in the league startable champion version, where it's just the normal skill. There's a more fun way that involves inspiring. That's, again, not cost effective anymore. It is fun though, because you get a ton of damage, and your actual character does basically as much damage as your minions all combined do. And that's fun. Right, Slim. But I just wouldn't recommend anything I've put out on Champion Dominating Blow anymore. There was a very small window where it was a really fun build that wasn't too expensive, and then the Celestial Brace suddenly became a tier 1 unique that drops from an Uber. Now I don't recommend it for obvious reasons. You also need a, like, on top of that, you also need a Timeless Jewel for it to really work. Yeah, minion clusters too. It's honestly, most versions of Dominating Blow are very expensive. That's kind of why I like to work on this build, because it's very cheap. And right now, Necro seems like it has the stuff for it. I've got to figure out exactly how to work all of the levers. This will be normal. It's more of in the spirit of my Non-Phrecia Architect of Chaos build. just readapted to take advantage of things like, instead of having tons of gem levels for free, we have things like chaos scaling available to us. And maybe some better avenues for block investment.
I will soon take this power for my own.
Right now, I'm just Ancestral Call.
What is it?
Ancestral Call with multi-strike will get you through the campaign just fine. You don't really need melee splash until later.
See you.
I would have been excited about that. Don't need it.
Talakora.
For the regen. It's more valuable. Final support. That is one of the places where this is going to diverge a lot from the normal build, I think. You can very much so do different things. And I actually don't want to answer that right this second because I'm not sure if something like, say, Vile Toxins functions with minions. I actually have no idea if that skill works. I mean, AoE contributes regardless, I guess? Or are you looking at, like, area damage modifiers in general? Because, no, your strikes that hit the primary target will not benefit from area damage modifiers. Oh, thank you because of all those souls, but I want you for the boss. It'll be hilarious. Come here. Yes, get him, Soul Eater! Get him! It's so unfair, I love it! Stand in everything, never get punished. Yeah, I knew exactly where you were gonna go with that. The moment you started talking about area affecting the main skill, I'm like, no, that doesn't work. Slim, come back from the edge. It's not safe over there. Increased AoE? So here's the thing, it will affect your melee splash. I don't think it will affect your minions' melee splash, though. The support would. But generally speaking, no. Okay, what am I doing? Playing with the bubble boy. I mean, what's... I know I'm talking and playing, that's what I'm doing, but, like... What is going to make you dominate faster because of that node? Because that node doesn't do anything for you, really. I mean, I guess maybe you have slightly better spread on melee splash, but that's never been a problem with the build. have every slot.
Oh, you must. See ya.
Yes. Be careful.
You must be the outsider. Oh, you're
For things that can work. I mean, anything with a focus on debuffs can work. Anything that can Forbidden Flesh or Forbidden Flame into the other class can work. Like, Slayer, for instance. Slayer's Super Coal is a huge asset, even on a Dominating Blow build. I don't know what else you're going to get from it, but you could Forbidden Flame, Forbidden Flesh into some very useful champion nodes alongside it. Actually, all things considered, there's a lot of builds that could do Dominating Blow of Inspiring that couldn't before, specifically because minions don't have to worry about accuracy anymore. Champion used to be the choice because the taunt thing would circumvent the accuracy issue. So really, any good like generic melee class could do the Inspiring version for you if you wanted to be a little hipster about it. Maybe even Slayer's a good choice for that. If you went for like charge investment and invested in things that would let you share your charges with your minions, that's also potentially very strong. Is there a way to share charges with minions? I think there is. Something that lets you share charges with allies, and that includes minions, or maybe I'm mixed up with Po2 again. I want to say there is.
My new god appreciates your cruelty. I offer aid. I shall die 1,000 times.
The Syndicate?
I don't see God after death.
Being an asshole right now because my board is crazy.
A truce.
Isn't there a helm? Maybe. Again, this is something you're gonna have to look at. But remember, if you're doing something funny with your helm, you're giving up melee or minion gems as a modifier. Okay. Yeah, that is an option. Absolutely. The fact that it gives you one of the minion gem levels is very impactful here. Very important. Okay, I'm changing my answer to Slayer now. Do dominating blow of Inspire on Slayer. See if it works. I don't know how you're generating the charges, but you can get a lot of them potentially. Oh, that's not sharing? Oh, okay. Never mind. I redact my change.
Have you well?
Warcry plus Feral? What is the Warcry gonna do for you? Gonna let you share your charges. I mean, do sources of conduit work? Where's conduit? Where's conduit? I don't even know where conduit is on the tree anymore. Ah, that's only party members. I'm pretty sure there's a way to share charges with minions. I just don't remember what it was. It might be in a different ascendancy. If the Forbidden Vault is top left like that, that almost always means that Chikari is going to be way down here. Soul Eater. Wild Speaker? Oh, is there a bloodline that does it? That'd be cool. I don't think my Soul Eater guy is gonna make it to the next phase. Very sad. Vulnerability? Invulnerability. Invulnerability phases are a conspiracy to make Dominating Blow less powerful. Nah, it's his party members, yep. I swear there is somewhere where there's a line of text where it says allies, not party members. The shield, right. There's a shield. Hold on, what is it called? I cannot for the life of me remember. It's eating me alive. If I weren't playing the game, I would stop what I'm doing immediately to go check. Or block, maybe? I can pick up life here. At least. Not to mention, I mean, here's the other thing, though. You can get charges from Spectres if you really want to focus them somehow. And Spectres are not that hard to keep alive, generally speaking, so I don't even know if this is a good idea. That guy's gonna take forever. Yeah, the Primate Chieftains. That's the thing, though. Like, sharing charges on a class where you're already generating a lot of Frenzy and Endurance ones is pretty okay. But I also don't know if that's good enough. Right? I mean, maybe it's just good enough that you can get that for yourself, to be perfectly honest. Because unless there's a really easy, efficient way to do it, you're kind of better off not letting that drag you down. Trying to figure out how to force it into the build. You're already getting super coal. Getting close. Wait, am I going the wrong way? You guys were all facing weird directions from over here. I remember one other thing I have to consider with this build is, what if I don't go for Offering? Which sounds like blasphemy, but I mean, there are other nodes I could go for in a Bloodline maybe that would be more effective. If you get enough, you can just invest in more block on the tree to cover it instead. I'm not 1000% on if that's bad yet. Like, I should look into the feral tree myself. I mean, these are all things I'm going to be doing POB in. Once I get this character to maps, I'm probably going to disappear for like 2 full days and just theory craft and get an idea of where I want to go with stuff. Probably spend a little bit of time during that to like actually buy equipment I will need. Craft stuff, etc. Is it worth it making the minions explode? Not in this version of the build, but in another one, I guess, maybe. No idea. I thought builds that use that mechanic were kind of, like, dead these days. Because it's so hard to scale them. I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I've seen anyone talk about popcorn skellies like it's a real thing. Harder. Grabbed a rare before coming in here. And then all the mechanics. Nothing matters.
This is the show. You've done yourself proud today, Exile.
And since
Grab that. Fine.
Now I am truly surrounded by death.
Oh no, I hate going the wrong way in this dumbass zone. Dead end. Not a dead end. I should really look up to see if there's a way to read this one. I know typically you actually want to stay away from the doorways, but not always, and I don't know how you tell the difference. Maybe it's just random.
something.
Good news is we're going to be done soon. Bad news is I've spent the last however many hours it took me to get to the end of this theory crafting a million different things, and now I have to look into every one of them. That said, in the short term, getting a +2 staff, which I can now do actually, is definitely going to be the optimal path in the short term. Like, it's just, there's just no way that a +2 melee gem staff isn't going to be best. Especially if you can craft it with an essence of sort.
The souls
Oh. No! Why isn't there a way back if you accidentally click on the same portal? Fuck this game. I don't think... Yeah, you can't even go back. I'm going home. Fuck this, I don't want to play anymore. Jonathan Rogers is gonna have to get a fucking training order after this shit, dude. Oh, that is so annoying. Or leveling, maybe the +2 all gems helm. Which helm is that? Or do you mean like a generic rare helm? Because that mod is one of the lowest weighted in the game. Can't, like, reliably expect that helmet to drop for you. Neat. There's a unique helm that gives +2 all minion gems. That's low level. I don't really plan for unique helmets in that regard. Cheap in trade. If there is a cheap +2 helmet, that's definitely worth considering, especially on this version of the build, because you get so much resistance for free. I let all my minions die just now. I can look this up while I'm waiting for animation to play, right? Oh, well... Okay, you're not talking about Wraithlord. You're not talking about Dark Monarch. Not talking about Devourer of Minds. I think the helmet you're thinking of is actually like a very difficult helmet to have in a League start environment. I think that's a boss drop. Which is not going to be cheap early on. It'll be cheap now. Absolutely. But that's another story. Honor Home? Oh! Okay, I see what you're saying. I mean, yeah, I guess that's an alternative if you weren't going to go the Saf route, but we can get +2 melee gems pretty easily at this. Where's Faustus? Maybe Faustus will give me one right now. Old. Lightning. Thankfully, I still have gold in the bank. Keeping track.
What have you got?
I think I can gamble twice more. Yeah, okay, I didn't get it. That's unfortunate. We hit a lot of +2s, but... It is actually potentially that easy. Not as unlucky as I am.
What have you got for me?
We'll
Happy hunting.
toy with this. It would be amazing to have it. Ah, tragic. Finally see melee, and it's the first one that's +1. Which is poor fortune, unfortunately. Damn it. I kind of want to make this happen now just to see what it's like if I have it, but I guess that's not honest at the right.
What have you got?
Let's just finish up the leveling.
You there?
Oh, I lost my golem somehow. Kill Valenta, grab Waypoint, do Merc Lab, because that's usually how I go about it. Get Commander of Darkness, kill Kitava. Simple as. Yeah, personally, I always do Merc Lab before I kill Kitava, so that I don't have the resistance penalty to deal with yet. If I'm in a really good spot, resistance-wise, I might switch that around. But also, it's just usually easier to have it done by then. I would say Izaro is an easier opponent than Kitava. Yeah. Guys are standing in the back, not contributing. Am I ready to swap this yet? Tragedy. I should have started leveling extra dominating blows much sooner.
do this for free.
Good luck out there.
Farewell.
What our block at? 39-34. I don't hate that. Not great, but it will very much so be the difference between life and death. Worth, you know, a couple map mods worth of damage, to be honest. Not quite close enough. Normally we go inside here and get our trial, but obviously we already have that done. That's the one thing I let myself skip a little differently than if this were an actual restart, but technically that only deprives me of a little bit of XP and saves me probably, I don't know, 15 minutes overall through the whole run. This is Merc. Very silly right now. The first room is always a gold key, or almost always. It's supposed to go right here. Do we get lucky with a secret passage? Not.
Where there's a golden key, there must be a golden door. Gold is the most liberating of metals.
Argus. That's not what I want to see. Personally, I always like to check for dark shrines in the spaces where they're like not so uncommon. Takes a moment to look, because it's very easy to make your lab either a lot quicker with an acceleration shrine or just straight up free if you get the right defensive buff. Bro. Where are you flame dashing?
The
Have to make do.
weary traveler draws close to the ends of the slumber.
generally speaking, a do the mechanic, I think. Right, one of these does damage, or adds damage
Show me your resolve.
over. Ow! I think I just tanked his shield, though. It's about as dangerous as he gets.
Strike with fidelity. Loyal must be avenged. You are inexhaustible.
Okay, yeah, if I can tank his shield, he shouldn't be able to kill me at all. Pretty I didn't realize I was that tanky.
Who sits alone.
I probably would have ignored the mechanics. Yeah, I have 2,400 life determination. Here's a Dark Shrine. Good aura, please. Or additional Divine Font, I guess. That is potentially money in the league start, so you're still happy to see it normally. Not here so much. I think that's a secret passage over there. I have to check it. Right? Maybe not. No. Now I just look silly. Another Dark Shrine.
The pursuit
Yes, rewarded.
of a grotesque
Go.
affair. When the time comes to strike an end,
3941. All right, 40% block all.
is the effigy, one defiles the emperor. Enjoy the reprisal. You are inexhaustible. Those who stand should never outnumber those who kneel.
Perfect.
An aspirant can afford to be promising. And any empire awaits you with open jaws.
This is a good trap gauntlet. I'm pretty sure I can get killed very easily if I do something. getting hit by that. That would definitely kill me.
Claim your inheritance.
I did not see where he was aiming that. Oops.
Destination
That was very lucky.
than the journey ascendant.
I'm gonna pretend that didn't happen. I wasn't punished. With corrupted ones? Right, they took that away. Too good. Quality on convocation is always very nice. Oh. Oh. That's worth a lot of money early on if you keep the right gem on you.
Now the requirement, if you're thinking about dying. Greetings. For freedom.
Okay, you right on to the end of the game now. Grinder literally offsets the this penalty. And it also juices my minion resistance. I don't really have to worry about that ever. Kind of a nice side effect. Another 40% damage doesn't suck either, to be honest. Nice. Imagine finding an Arcanist here. That's crazy. I think this is probably the moment to do it. if no other time. Gotta pull this band-aid off eventually. Guys, let me on here. Thank you. Oh, using the wrong dominating blow. Yeah, it gets so much stronger when once you get the Val domination going. Kind of crazy, actually. Okay, that's activation's worth. Yep, pretty good.
Bannon.
Definitely an improvement. I hate giving up Chaos Res under any circumstance, but and then using the skill point right here. Getting more armor on there is very nice.
Hello there, exile.
At 250 armor. And 700 energy shield now, also. Pretty good, I think.
This time, I will be.
That's the niche of armor energy shield, though. It's actually very low investment. Get what you need out of it. But if you try to get a lot out of it, you're going to be probably frustrated. Point grouping of enemies, holy. That guy's Chaos and Wither resistant. And he has the red ring of never recover your life. Not my favorite. Actually kind of an issue is I don't know how you overcome Chaos and Wither resistant. Like one of Physical's big advantages as a damage type is you can give your minions and especially yourself just the ability to ignore the damage reduction that most enemies get. And how are you doing today? Any major updates to the build lately? Which build are you asking about? The down below one? I'm finishing up the campaign today. And I will be going like deep into focus time. To like do some prep work on the endgame testing phase of things. Overall though, leveling this character is very similar to leveling the Templar version. There's just like a couple things you want to do a little differently. And I think one of the biggest ones, especially if you're buying everything yourself, is buy extra dominating blows. You don't know how long it's going to take you to get the Val domination version, and if you wait the way I did, you will be punished. But yeah, we're about to wrap up for the day, to be honest.
I shall strike you down.
Hope you have a good time at it, dude. It is something I want to try to do one day, but probably not. Probably not this time around. Hopefully I'm not, like, gonna find out I'm giving up the last chance or something crazy like that. Not the disco ball. Ooh. Now watch out for that stuff. I would love if they came over here one year, but I'm like not even sure that New Zealand law would allow for it. Might be one of those things where they're like, nah, you gotta do it here. I know they have a whole bunch of laws about hiring talent from outside the country that makes their life difficult, or at least did make their life difficult. Hey, that's the game. I wouldn't even want to go to this upcoming one, to be honest. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
It's a always keep your eye.
Give me my skill points.
Remember,
What am I missing? Nothing. Except for deal with the bandits. That later.
good tidings.
Yeah, in the future. Alright, so
Hello?
the next time you see me, pretty much, absolutely every piece of equipment I have here is going to be switched out. This is hot dog water. Shit, I never talked to Helena. I have my identifier in hideout.
I can keep your life to
Thank
your own.
you.
Hello.
And I should have stuff ready to go for like the whole leveling process. We're gonna keep to the initial game plan for now. Unless I find something in testing that makes me not want to do stabs anymore. But generally speaking, I should just have a +3 staff ready to go the next time I hop on. I might be a little higher level, because I think I need to be like level 70 to equip right level gems and whatnot. To have that all done and out of the way. But yeah, 5 hours, 50 minutes. I thought I was going to be over 7 hours. This could have been 30 minutes faster easily easily if I had just done something a little smarter with when I switched Dominating Blow, and I probably could have saved another 10, 15 on top of that, but we'll call that a wash because I also skipped Trials. But yeah, pretty good. Merc Lab, Kitava dead. I'm happy with it. Anyway, I have to get going, so I will see you all, I don't know, Sunday or Monday, probably. I doubt I'm going to be ready to switch tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be mostly me sitting down and just figuring